celebrations of the new year?
Firstly, thanks, Pooja. Nice talking to you too. New Year is going to be very good. 2021 is going to be good. We're starting off with a bang with Tandav, which is releasing on the 15th of Jan, and I'm quite looking forward to it. We've got a brilliant show. We've got a great star cast. So quite excited about that. I've got a movie which I'm producing called Helmet, which will be releasing in March. I finished shooting for Mughals in 2021. I might sign another show, which I might start shooting in April next year, and a movie which I might start shooting in October. So 2021 is looking very promising as of now.
Well, what do I say? Thumbs up to that and many more projects. It's good to see you back on screens. So let's talk about Tandav.
Thank you.
You're playing a political science professor. How good were you in political science when in school and college?
But to be honest, I didn't do political science at all. I was just a science student. I was a science student. I was a very good science student and was great at maths, was great at physics, chemistry, and biology. And unfortunately, I wasn't even a professor. So, but I did watch my professors. I liked my teachers a lot. I quite kind of really admired them. And I did, as a matter of fact, there was this one professor I had, my math professor, who was very good. I mean, brilliant man. And in this show, I did sort of imbibe a little bit of his sort of character, the way he spoke certain ways and certain things he did with his hand, just to make the character interesting. But I mean, that's what acting is. You observe and you have certain things in your memory of experiences in your life, which you sort of replay out as an actor. So I didn't study it, but it came handy.
And how politically savvy are you? Are you like me? I mean, I rather read the other headlines than the political headlines. Are you like, do you keep yourself in touch with politics and stuff?
Well, I keep myself abreast with what's happening. And I know what's happening in the country. I know I don't dig deep into it. I'm not a fan of politics. But I just like I said, I keep myself abreast of the news of what's happening in the country, who's doing what, what's being said, etc. We know when the elections are, but I really have no other. I mean, even when I remember studying, I think it was civics. When we were studying civics in school, I mean, we learned about the upper house and the lower house and the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha and the Parliament and the Constitution of India and so on and so forth. But that's my limited knowledge on politics. But otherwise, not really.
That makes two of us, though I was a political science student, but I rather do other things. So how was the experience with Tandav? Like, it's quite an ensemble cast. And from what I've seen, looks like something really, really interesting and not something we've seen before.
Yeah, when I read the show, when Alisa presented me the show to read, I read all the 9 episodes, and the reading in itself was so fantastic that I said, this is definitely a show I need to be a part of. The whole story as such of Tandav is really brilliant, and every character adds to making the story wonderful. And my character is that of a political science student. This was an opportunity for me to work with Alisa. We've been wanting to work together for some time. This is an opportunity for me to work with brilliant actors, and to let up this opportunity, I'd have to be stupid. And most of all, we have a great platform in Amazon who's going to be showing it to the rest of the world. So, it just worked out really well. I mean, it takes so many ingredients to make a good show. And I think this is one of those shows which will be, I hope, will be really successful, because the storytelling, the narrative, the cast, the platform, everything just come together really well. And the name Tandav.
Yeah, I like the name Tandav too, actually. Ever in life you've had a Tandav moment? Like, Tandav actually is a dance. It could be a dance of joy or anger.
Yeah, I mean, I dance all the time, whether in joy or in anger. I dance all the time. So for me, I've had many Tandav moments. But as a matter of fact, when I read the show and I knew it was called Tandav, and as soon as I finished the last episode and I put it on, I said, my God, what an apt name. What an apt name it is, because somebody's making somebody dance and somebody's dancing.
True, actually, and that's the way it goes in life as well. Yeah, either dancing to someone else's tunes, which is true. But with the OTT, what I've realized, I mean, you complete 2 decades in films as well, because I followed your career since you were modeling. I still remember you as the showstopper for many shows, and then the transition to the movies. It's given a new lease kind of new lease of life to actors, because they can break those stereotypes and molds
Mm-hmm,
that they
mm-hmm,
were caught in films. So do you
mm-hmm.
also feel that's happening
I think what's happened with the whole
and
internet
doing?
space, and so I truly believe that the whole internet space, the web space, has been brilliant. Has been brilliant in many ways because this is the way forward. The new generation is consuming content in very different way. Having said that, the whole theater going experience will not change. That's a beautiful
Yeah.
experience in itself. But the good thing with writing shows, with writing web series, is you're telling stories in a longer format, which gives you as a director or as a writer to write out characters and flesh them out beautifully. So an audience watching it gets even more engaged with every character rather than just the protagonist. You follow every character. Um, it's also given opportunity to many brilliant actors, many brilliant writers, many brilliant
Yeah.
directors to come and show off their stuff. It was pretty limited earlier when we only had cinema and TV. And TV is although TV is catering to a completely different audience. Web series is creating content right now, which is there's absolutely no room for mediocrity. Everyone is excelling. The writing is excellent. The acting is excellent. The way shows are being made is excellent. So I think that has brought out an immense amount of talent with people, and people are not looking to make rubbish, not at all. And if you make rubbish, it won't be accepted. And I'm happy mostly that the platforms have such strict guidelines in accepting shows, because they're not just accepting anything. They're going to accept only really good shows. So all in all, this is the future, and I feel it's a great time to be in the whole space of making content, whether you're an actor or a producer. And I'm here.
Yeah. And also, what do you think about censorship? A lot of people feel that, it should be censored. There's too much of violence, too much of expletives, too much of nudity, too much of, what's your
Well,
take on that?
Tom and Jerry is violent. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah,
So you
true.
see, I mean, I feel everyone has to have censorship comes from within. You can't tell me what to watch and what not to watch. I have to know what I want to watch and what I can watch, and know it's fiction, and know that it's a movie or it's a web series, right? And I have to base my decisions on what I do in my life according to that. I mean, I can't say, oh, that would happen in a movie, so I can copy it. That's absolutely rubbish. So I like they do internationally. They rate movies for you, and you decide, right? Uh, for the lack of a better word, you have pornography everywhere,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
What's happening? So,
True.
so it's just I feel this whole censorship thing is a big farce. Everyone has to censor their own movies and censor their own content, and it's up to the
Absolutely.
consumer. It's up to the consumer. Do they want to watch it or not watch it? It's offending them. Don't watch it. Who's
True.
No one's forcing you. No one's putting a gun to your head and saying watch.
True.
So
I agree.
that's my take on censorship.
No, I agree with you. And anything that recently you've watched and you want to adapt it for the Indian screens, if given a chance, you would want to.
Well, there are quite a few shows actually being made internationally, which are already being adapted. I mean, Hostages, which I was a part of, was adapted from an Israeli show. If there's anything I'd like to do immediately, there's a show which I've saw, which I love. This called The Queen's Gambit, which which is just spectacular, which is a lovely show. I'm also doing a show I'm acting in a show called The Mughals, which is I would definitely say is the Indian Game of Thrones. And
Awesome.
yeah, so I mean, shows are being sort of you're being inspired from many people and being inspired by many shows. So if I had to copy one right now, it would be Queen's Gambit. I think that's a brilliant show.
So how would you describe Tandav for Indian audiences? What do we see here? How would you describe it?
Well, it's a fictional tale based. It's a political drama, like any other on any other interesting political show. It's got twists and turns. It's got people being played, people playing. It's like a big chess game. Yeah, you got one Chanakya and everyone's being played. So
True.
it's just such a fantastic show of relationships and betrayal and deceit and ambition over relationships, wanting to get ahead, one-upmanship. So it's got all that. It's just, you can just sink your teeth into it because it's just got everything. It's a mess and it's fun.
Yeah, true. And also one thing I've liked about you, Dino, is modeling films. Then you decided to venture into fitness as well as, restaurants, back in movies. So it's really nice that you've adapted, and you yourself had said that you kind of took a break because you were not getting the roles that excited you. It's
Yes.
easier said than done, especially in the kind of industry you belong to, because come on, we are all vain. We love watching ourselves. Actors are vain
Yep.
people. It's not only actors
Yep.
who are reporters. So
Yep.
how did you work around that? Because vanity is our middle name. I mean, you have to accept it.
I must be honest, it was very tough. It really was tough. There were times when the insecurities set in, and I had many people come and tell me that, out of sight, out of mind. Ye kar lo, wo kar lo, nahi to people will forget you.
Yeah.
When some movies were offered to me, they were really terrible, and I kept thinking, should I just do it to be seen?
Yeah.
But I had to hold myself back because the offers were not great at all. They were really terrible. I had to hold myself back, and I kept telling myself, let me just keep being prepared. Keep being prepared. Just practice on yourself. Work on yourself. And if and when the opportunity comes, you'll be so ready that people will see you in a new light. And there have been examples of many actors who've done this. So I took faith in the fact that, Saif, right? He went through a phase when he was not doing great at all, and then suddenly Dil Chahta Hai came up, and then Kal Ho Na Ho came up. And so, you take sort of some comfort in the fact that it's happened to other people and they bounce back. Mine was a longer period, but
Yeah.
I know I'm bouncing back right now, and I know I'm coming back with a vengeance, and I'm going to do really well. So you just have to have a little faith in yourself, have a little confidence, but you also have to keep yourself afloat. I did a couple of businesses, which I invested in, I focused in. I produced my first movie, which was Jism 2. I produced my second movie now, just to be, close to the industry, not in it, close around it, in and around it. And now I'm fully back in it.
How would you describe yourself? Are you a risk taker or someone who measures and is a little more practical, impulsive?
No,
Or
I take risks. I take risks. That purely is, from the businesses I started, I knew I was taking big risks. From the fact that I was saying no to films that I didn't want to do, I knew I was taking a big risk. Sometimes your gut tells you to do it. Sometimes when the logic gets in between, it sort of blurs your decision because you hear of many people, just fading out. So you just have to go with your gut. You have to take a risk sometime. And, sometimes when you take that risk, new opportunities arise.
true. I agree with that. And you do realize your female fandom is consistent in the past 2 decades. They seem to be more than happy to see you back.
I know. That's been wonderful. I'm so grateful. I'm actually really grateful for all the people, all the friends, all the fans who've been supportive of me. I'm so grateful. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here today. And I'm grateful to these ladies for always being my fans. And well, I hope I can make you happy, and I can continue to make you happy.
And thank you. Lastly, before we wrap up, model, actor, producer, fitness freak. Is there something that
Yeah.
Dino can't do? I'm sure you cook also as well. Is there something
Well,
that
I
you really
do.
can do?
Well, it seems like I can't seem to be getting married.
The
No,
eternal
just kidding.
bachelor boy or not?
The eternal bachelor boy seems like in the direction I'm going, but no. But is there something I can't do? I truly feel that anything I put my mind to, and I get down to doing, I finish it. I manage to do it. So there's nothing that one can't do. I feel everything is possible if you put your mind to it.
Thank you so much. I think we all need that encouragement because we've been through a roller coaster of a year.
Yeah.
So, well, happy times to 2021 and to you too. And I hope to meet you in person soon. Yeah, it's been a while.
Pooja, looking forward, and thank you so much. And a very happy new year to you, Pooja.
To you as well. Bye. All the very best. Bye.